Hi everybody. So this is your optional extension for Monday. So you should have found out either Fox's class, Sparrowhawk's class or Woodpecker's class is stationery and how much they've used. What I want you to do for your extension is to think about which class has taken more care over their stationery. So you're comparing butterflies to the class that you've just found out. So for example, you'd have to look back at your work that you've done previously to find out how many maths books butterflies used. Okay, so I took this from my workings out in my maths book that I've been working in from a couple of weeks ago. And I looked at the maths books and I knew that they'd started with 59 and we currently have 20. So I'd calculated that we had used 39. And then today in Fox's class, I've worked out that they'd used 30 maths books. So I then need to think about who's used more and who hasn't. So I'm going to use my greater than, less than, and equal symbols. So remember, for those of you who don't remember, it's like a crocodile. So the crocodile eats the bigger number. So, greater than, because you'd say 10 is greater than 4 because the crocodile's eating the bigger number. Oh, I'm trying to do teeth. And then this one is less than, because you might say 4 is less than 10 because again the crocodile is eating the bigger number, and equals to obviously means the same as. So let's think. 39 is greater than, eat the bigger number, 30. So butterflies have used more maths books. Now, you will obviously have to go through all of the items and compare the numbers to think who has, is it always that butterflies are using more, or are there some things that foxes are using more? You've got to kind of weigh it up to make a real decision, but I'm just going to use one as an example. So then you'll need to think, well, who's taken more care? So you might say, well, foxes have taken more care because they've used fewer maths books. But actually, we need to take into account a few things. Why is it that butterflies might have used more? So it might be that they are younger children, so they need to use more space in their maths book, so they're getting through it more quickly. It might be that maybe they're not taking care and they're missing pages out as they turn the page. Sometimes I've noticed some butterflies do that and they turn the page, but actually they turn 3 pages and then they're wasting pages in their maths books. So maybe that's why they're getting through them more quickly. But that's what you've got to think about. Why is it that they're going through more? Is it that there are more butterflies than foxes? Maybe. So I want you to think about, it looks as though foxes are taking more care, but there are a few questions that we need to ask. So you could write something like this. Foxes are taking more care over their stationery because they have used fewer books. However, and then that's where you'd ask those questions, it might be that there are more foxes than butterflies, and that's why they've used 9 more books than butterflies class have. It might be that foxes are using smaller numbers, so they're not using as much space because they're older children. So you need to think that through. Now, obviously, you're not just going to do this for one item. You need to look at all of the data and then make a decision as to who you think is taking the most care. But there are other factors that we need to think about as well. So you'd put those down as questions to ask. Okay, great. I can't wait to see what you think. Off you go. Good luck.